Tyler the Creator is one of the greatest artists of our generation. So today I'm going to be making a beat inspired by Igor, and more specifically Igor's theme in Running Out of Time, a mixture between the both. So come with me as I show you how I create this beat. And trust me, it's much simpler than you think. But first off, we have to start off with the most iconic sound in the entire album, and it's that synth bass. But the craziest thing about it is that it's such a simple and straightforward sound to really make, yet the way Tyler uses it makes it such an iconic sound. So how do we make it, you say? It's just a simple sawtooth and a little bit of a low pass filter, and that's really it. And you get this aggressive but lush sound that you hear for the next 20 seconds of the beat. But if you are using a VST like I am, it can sound a bit too perfect in a way, it's not as dirty, okay? Essentially, it's not as dirty, and we like dirt. So let me put y'all on game, all right? See this right here? The Cluster Flux by Mooger, the Mooger Fugger Cluster Flux, or however you want to say it or pronounce it. This right here is a game changer. I'm telling you right now. It's a flanger / chorus plugin that just adds so much natural texture to the synth. So just listen, all right? Again, this is without it. Sounds good, okay? Again, it's passable, but watch. It just adds so much. It adds so much. But on top of all of that, if you listen closely to Igor's theme, there's another bass layer, like a sub bass right under this synth bass. But after the bass, what we hear next are the drums. Now for a bunch of Tyler songs, he really likes to use old vintage drum breaks from like the 70s and 80s and just drop them to his beats like Igor's theme. And by doing this, Tyler also adds some texture to the beat, like that little crackle on the sides. That's from the drum break. So for me, I can go and try to search up for a vintage drum break from the 80s, 70s, but just to save some time and a bunch of searching, I'm just gonna find one on Addicted Drums 2 and then crank up the vinyl noise on it. But after all of that, there's still one thing that's missing to make this beat scream Tyler the Creator: jazzy chords. Whether these chords are played with a synth or an upright piano or both, it doesn't really matter. We just need some dissonance. Now, if you don't know how to play jazzy chords, well, I'll go to my favorite part of the entire video itself: Music Theory for Dummies, aka producers, where I simplified the living crap out of music theory to the point where you question the reason why you're even trying to avoid it in the first place. So first off, we're playing in the key of D minor, baby. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to the 1. Those are all the keys that we are playing today. And for now, I'm going to refer to these keys as numbers. So for our chord progression, we're going to be playing 4, 1, 3. All right, 4, 1, 3. Alright, simple as that. But for more jazzier beats, we want to be playing more extended chords, and they're exactly what you may think they are. They're just chords that are extended, meaning instead of just playing 3, we're playing one more and one more extended chords. So right here, this chord is called the G minor 9, meaning that this chord right here is 9 notes away from our root note G. Mix, complete sense. So if you play every single chord as a ninth chord, this is what it's gonna sound like. But right here, this chord right here, I want to change it. So why don't we just make it like this? So now we got like, okay, see, now we're getting somewhere. Now you might be wondering, Nate, this is out of key. How can you play this? Essentially, this chord right here is a major. All I did was take the second and the fourth down, and now it's just a minor. And I could do that because it sounds good. So don't be afraid when you're like playing these chords. If you want to change a minor to a major, or major to a minor, if it sounds good, it sounds good. And it's called modal interchange. If you want to know more about it, just go search it up. But we're going to keep it simple today. But remember, there's only one rule to music theory. If it sounds good, it's green. I'm finna make that stick. Trust, all right? I'm finna make that stick. If it's good, it's green, all right? But this last step is what makes it sound so much better, in my opinion, and makes it so much easier to play at the same time. And it's so simple to do. See this top key right here? This key right here, and this key right here. So what we're gonna do, all right? We're gonna take this, put it down one octave. Boom. So we got same with this one right here. Look how jazzy, look how smooth that sounds. Come on, man, don't play with me. Come on, bro. Come on. You can't. Anyway, it's called an inversion. It's where you take certain notes from a key and then put it down one octave or up an octave, depending on what sound you want it to sound like. But the piano isn't the only instrument that's going to be using these chords. Again, Igor is the most synth-heavy Tyler album ever created. So best believe we're going to be adding a synth to the main hook. Obviously, come on. But remember when I said running out of time is going to have some influence as well? Well, here it is. When I often think of that song, I often think of an arpeggio going back and forth, and like a do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're going to do the same thing, essentially. But on top of all of this, we have the icing on the cake, which is the ear candy. Go listen back to a handful of those Igor songs, and you're gonna hear a bunch of vocal chops, maybe a car, some lasers, just some random noises to add some more movement to the beat. So I found this one guy just screaming. I found a car sample and some lasers, and then boom, it just adds another layer of just noise to it. You know what I'm saying? So let's hear the final result. necessarily the only artist who plays jazzy chords in modern music. Matter of fact, there's this one artist who's been blowing up recently in the R&B space, and his production is quite simple. And if you want to know more about him, click on this video right here. Yeah. All right.